Welcome to another episode of Game Boy Roulette, where we take a look at randomly chosen games from the Game Boy library. NBA Live 96. Wait, I think we're in the wrong decade for this to be live. Get your jerseys back out because it's sports time. I gotta say, I've always preferred older sports games to newer ones. I think the main reason is that with modern systems being so advanced, sports games tend to focus more on being accurate simulations, recreating the sports they're based on as closely as possible. And that's all well and good, but I kind of preferred it when the games were limited and so companies would have to get creative in presenting the games. My favorite sports game ever remains NFL Blitz 2000, and I don't think anyone will call that game realistic. Of course, with old systems, they also come with the very real chance of the games being unplayable. But on to today's subject, NBA Live 96 was, as you would expect, a part of EA Sports' NBA Live series, one of the first franchises to really move towards simulation-style sports games. It was one of those games released for basically every system at the time, from the Game Boy to the PlayStation. And we've already looked at a few basketball games on the Game Boy, but both of them leaned more towards the creative side of things. Double Dribble was a bit sensible, but had its wackiness, while NBA Jam was as arcadey as you can get. So this is a good chance to see how the Game Boy handles simulation basketball, because there have been a few really good simulation-style sports games on the Game Boy, but as I said earlier, a few have been really bad. Something about this cover bothers me. There's so much blank space, and the picture they use is really low res and bad quality. Also, it looks like nobody actually attended this game. Maybe they were all home playing NBA Live 96 instead. So, how does the Game Boy handle this basketball sim? Alley-oop, it's NBA Live 96. EA Sports, EA Sports, EA Sports, owned by EA Sports. Oh my god, so much text. Brought to you by EA Sports. Ooh. That music's a little underwhelming. Anyway, NBA Live 96. I'm not sure what to think of this title screen. Like, I kind of like the effects, but also it's surprisingly simplistic at the same time. It's hard to say. It's like somehow good and bad at the same time. Alright, let's do this. Game mode. Let's do a full season. Ooh, simulation, arcade, or custom. I'm gonna have to look up what those mean. Let's start with simulation. Well, they have all the teams. And we start Denver at Seattle. Trades? Wait, what? Oh, cool. Okay, so there actually is some very simulations-like stuff here. Play. Yes. The Denver Nuggets versus the Seattle Supersonics, live from Tacoma. Tacoma? Wait, did I choose the wrong team? I think I moved the Game Boy symbol to the wrong side. Characters are oh no. Oh no. Oh dear. Okay, so let's give the game the benefit of the doubt and say that the weird lines that are disappearing are the emulator. But my god, this is slow. Look at this. Okay, I think it's A to shoot, B to pass. Oh my god, look at this! Oh, man! I can't even tell who I'm controlling. Oh, the arrow up there probably means who I'm controlling. Okay, the arrow meant who I was controlling. B changes me to who I was, whoever's closest to the ball. Let's go. We're all shadow people again. It's Bo Jackson all over again. Here we go. This is atrocious. Oh man, this is bad. What is even happening? I can't control this game. Okay, we got it. Go, throw, I think. How come we can't get it in the basket? It's slow, the controls are sluggish, it's barely functioning. I cannot tell. I think I'm the team with the darker jerseys, but if you were to tell me I was the team in white, I wouldn't not believe you? Okay, let's see if I can control this. A. 5-second file! So, okay. I chose to play as the Seahawks. Not the Seahawks, whatever the Seattle basketball team is. I don't watch basketball at all. But now I'm the other team. Oh my god. Hey, we actually got one. Okay, hang on. Strategy, yeah, right. Well, there's like a lot of different AI changes you can make. How's that? Hang on, I want to look up a quick guide for this just to make sure I'm playing this thing as best as possible. I think it's a really bad sign that I can find 2 FAQs about this game, and neither of them says how to actually play it. It's possible that they just don't know, because I certainly cannot figure this game out. This is... Oh man, I'm just in awe at how bad this is. Oh man. Are those fans, or are we playing at the bottom of a cliff? So there's a bunch of extra game modes. You know, there's, you know, simulation versus arcade. But I don't know how good they're going to be if this is the gameplay. You know what? I'm going to do one more thing. Let's switch to arcade mode and see if the game plays any better. Alright, we're in arcade mode, and this time I actually chose the Supersonics. Nope. It's maybe a hair faster? No, it's not. Oh, look at that just... Missing-no jumble in the center of the screen. My god. Also, you can barely hear it, but there's like a very, very low tone in the background that I think is meant to be the roar of the crowd. Oh, is that in? Yeah. I did something in this game. I should be praised. You know what? I'm just gonna say it. This might be one of the worst games we've ever seen on Game Boy Roulette. Look at this. I'm hitting the shoot button and nothing's happening. Yeah, okay, now I just literally can't shoot. You know what? Yeah, I'm done. There's nothing else to say. This game is just abysmal. And that's not a word that I use very lightly. But, like, I can't think of a better word to describe this game than abysmal. I don't even know if it's basketball anymore. Sometimes all you can do is shake your head and laugh. After all the discussion I did earlier about preferring older sports games to newer ones, along comes this game, which is worse than any modern sports game I've played. In fact, let's not mince words, this game is worse than almost any other game I've played on Game Boy Roulette, and think about the ground that covers. It was one of those rare cases where the word unplayable can be accurately applied, as I genuinely could not play this game. Hitting buttons only seemed to pass or shoot the ball about 50% of the time, and coupled with the incredible slowdown the game was experiencing at all times, not only was it a game you wouldn't want to play, it's a game you couldn't play anyway. The funny thing is, there actually did seem to be some potential in aspects that weren't directly related to how you play the game, if that makes sense. There were a lot of options on how to play the game, and a whole season to simulate with weekly games, trades, and even ways to mess around with the AI strategy. But this highlights a pretty major rule in gaming. You can have all the options and variety in the world, but if the core gameplay isn't fun, it's not gonna work. And in this case, the core gameplay wasn't fun. In fact, it was awful. The idea of finishing just a quarter was already giving me a headache. Can you imagine trying to complete a whole game, or even an entire season? Not only is this a game you shouldn't play, it would be best if we all just sort of pretended it didn't exist. I have played some bad games for the Game Boy, but this one is easily near the top in terms of sheer awfulness. But you know what would have made this game a lot better? Characters who are actively on fire. And that's all for another episode of Game Boy Roulette. Make sure to like the video, comment, and subscribe to follow the series as we continue to dig through the Game Boy vault. I'm BrianJ, and I'll see you next time.